THRUSTMASTER launched its new direct drive racing wheelbase, the T818, recently, and it's the first direct drive unit from the brand, who are known for making high quality racing wheels and flight sim equipment. As you can well imagine, we've been absolutely dying to try one out here in the studio, as all reports point to it being a market leader in terms of features and price. Well, in true Scan style, we've managed to not just get hold of a T818, we've actually managed to go a step further and get our hands on this. It's the limited edition T818 Ferrari SF1000 Simulator. Now, not only do you get the T818 base that's been painted in stunning official Ferrari red with the Scuderia Ferrari logo on it, but you also get the fantastically detailed and official SF1000 Formula One car replica steering wheel. Now, if you're an F1 fan, this should already be on your list of must-haves, but let's take a closer look anyway, as there's so much more that this kit can offer. First up, let's take a look at the T818 Ferrari SF1000 Simulator base. It looks really good, solid with a high quality finish all over. The big differences here are that these aren't mass produced in just any old factory. They're actually hand assembled in France to super high standards, to allow this base to produce a constant and precise 10 Newton meter of angular acceleration with no saturation. What that basically means is that no matter how long the corner, you're getting the most precise level of feedback reproduced exactly as your sim intended. There's only one other wheel on the market that comes close to this, and that's one of the reasons that THRUSTMASTER took a little longer to come to market, as it's been one of the hardest things to achieve. There's also a nice ring of LED lighting here on the front. These are RGB, so they can actually be set to any colour you like, or you can have it react to your game to add an extra level of immersion. Moving on from the motor itself, there's a new quick release system which allows you to change out the wheel within literally 5 seconds, and it's fully compatible with all of the THRUSTMASTER's vast array of different wheels, even to the point that the base detects the wheels that you attach, knows its exact weight, and will adjust its feedback to suit. There's a set of buttons on the side to allow you to adjust the feedback on the fly rather than having to keep dropping in and out of your game to change software settings, which is a really nice touch and will certainly save you some time. The kit comes with a mounting bracket in the box with holes pre-drilled that should match up to any standard cockpit from all of the major brands, and it also has a table mount system as well, so you can clamp it and remove it later on. On the back, you've got the connections for power and USB, as well as connectors for pedals and other accessories. Moving on to the SF1000 wheel, it's got a real carbon fibre base plate, 25 buttons and switches, 21 LEDs and a 4.3-inch LCD screen that can show you real-time information direct from your sim, as well as metal paddle shifters. The switches are laid out exactly like the F1 2020 race car, and you can customise them to do whatever you want. As you can imagine, this wheel feels really good quality with rubberised grips and high quality switches and buttons. And I've been lucky enough to spend some time with this wheel myself, and I can tell you that it's a huge step up from my current and much loved THRUSTMASTER T300 RS. It just feels more precise, the feedback is loads sharper, and you really feel that direct connection that you only get from a direct drive motor. But don't just take my word for it. We enlisted the help of a real professional racing driver to take it out for a spin and give their feedback compared to the simulators that you might find at a racetrack. She most recently competed in the W Series. She's been driving since she was just 4 years old. She was the first female to win the Ginetta Junior Championship, amongst many other accolades. It's Sarah Moore.
First things, the steering wheel itself, just to look at, is impressive, you know. To have a replica steering wheel like that with all the buttons and the screen on the steering wheel, it just looks the part, you know. In terms of driving it, as a real-life racing driver, it's always nice, you know, the most important thing is to have the feel in the steering wheel, and that is exactly what this gives. You felt everything from the bumps on the tracks through to the curbs as you're going through the corners. You just get the right amount of feedback through the steering wheel to be able to feel exactly where you're at on the track in terms of your braking. Like say, as you're going through the corner, we use the curbs on most of the corners, on most of the tracks on F1 as they do in real life, so it's important to be able to feel that through the steering wheel, and it gives really nice feedback.
So comparing it to the T300 then, what does this give that that wheel doesn't?
It's much heavier, so it's got a bit more weight to the steering wheel, which gives you that little bit more feel, more than anything else, especially with the curbs and the bumps on the track. Like I say, it's not too heavy, so when you're going over the curbs, you're not fighting the steering wheel, but you feel the weight to it a little bit more, which helps you through the overall lap. Most of the setups I have been nowhere near that kind of spec in terms of the steering wheel. So to have all of the controls, and you can set them, you know, to whatever you like. So you can really get carried away and make it as realistic in terms of the setup on the steering wheel itself as you want. From my point of view, if I was to be practicing for a race that's coming up or learning a new circuit, that would be a perfect way to get yourself psyched up and get yourself ready and prepared for any events that you've got to come.
And you can check out the full version of that video over on our YouTube channel. We'll add a link in the description for you, but it's safe to say that Sarah was very impressed. That's the THRUSTMASTER T818 Ferrari SF1000 Simulator. And as you saw, it's a top performer and a fantastic entry into the direct drive market, offering the best of the best in terms of features like quick release, optimised angular acceleration with no saturation, LED lighting and super high quality finish. Plus, of course, that official Ferrari branding and SF1000 wheel. You can order yours now from scan.co.uk, but do not forget these are limited edition, so they might not be around very long, so you're gonna have to be quick.
Race.